Alright guys, welcome back to another video of Shaman J. Yeah, it's time to talk about my experience with the iPhone 16e after 2 weeks. I've literally been using this for 2 weeks straight as my only phone. I moved my number over to this device because unfortunately there's no SIM card, which is the first fail that I want to talk about. No SIM card. It sucks that it doesn't have a SIM card tray, and that's such a letdown because I think this device would do even better if people could just pop their SIM card on it, try it out, and use it. I think that would be just better. But nonetheless, no SIM card tray, fail number one. But after that, okay, so I moved my number over, and I've literally been using this for 2 weeks straight. I didn't even realize it had been about 2 weeks, but it has. So I want to talk about it. Now, clearly, I have a 16 Pro Max, 512 gig, and I have a 16 Pro 512 gig. So I have the other versions, and I also have the King still, the iPhone 13 Pro Max with the SIM tray all day long. Yeah. So I decided to use this phone as my only phone, just to see how long I could do it. And coming from like my OnePlus 13 or my 16 Pro Max or my 16 Pro, it's just different. I thought I would be more disappointed, and I thought I would see a lot more limitations, but really not. No, I'm gonna be honest. No, not really. If you just look at the specs on this device, you're going to say it's a flop. If you just look at the price, you're going to say it's a flop. It's going to feel like it's a flop. And I don't go back and change anything I said. I don't think it's worth the price. Obviously, all of the iPhones, I think, are way overpriced to a certain extent. Like most smartphones are overpriced to a certain extent. But using this phone right here for 2 weeks straight, like it hasn't been bad. Like I thought I was gonna be able to report a whole bunch of bad stuff. Okay, so I said fail number one, no SIM card tray. Yeah. So the next thing that I was kind of missing was my ultra wide lens. But this lens that they have on here, it is wide enough, man. Like it gives a wide view when using it if you want to vlog or whatever. So it's decent. It's not bad. But it's no ultra wide though. That's for sure. So I came in here one day and I was like, oh shoot, my ultra wide. I said, oh shoot, I don't have the ultra wide. So one thing you could do in the settings, if you look at the settings here for this camera, it has everything that the higher trims have. Like it's on point. It is on point. There's nothing different here, and especially in quality, it's not that bad. It's really not. So you've got the 1080p at 240 frames per second, man. That's not that I would use it that much. But yeah, you got spatial audio, stereo audio, mono. It's and you can see that's where your wind filter is right there too. So I actually recorded a video on a windy day yesterday, and I recorded it on my Jeep, and it came out great, man. I was surprised. I wasn't planning on shooting a video, and this is the only thing I had in my pocket. I didn't have my DJI mic 2. I didn't have anything. And I just had this in my pocket. I said, oh, shoot. I said, well, let me try to shoot this video. And sure enough, it came out great. It came out great, man. I was surprised. But the settings in here pretty much flow along the lines of Apple's high-end phones. So if you look at the specs on this on paper, it doesn't look like it can measure up too well. But it actually does pretty good. It does pretty good. Camera is actually really solid. I like the cameras way better than a lot of other phones I have in the catalog that are non-Apple. Now there are a lot of phones in my catalog that are way better than this phone's camera quality, but for what it is, it's a good set of cameras. I can't front. Yeah, so no SIM card, and then having only one lens here. I would like to have gotten an ultra wide lens. I don't really need a telephoto lens, but an ultra wide, I realize how much I use it when I'm not having it. So that's the thing. Now let's look at the design here. 2 weeks of this phone right here. I've been rotating in and out of cases. These are the primary two that I've been using. I do have, and obviously, these are the big dogs. These are this one right here is like the main case that a person would use. But the silicone case has grown on me. It's a Rinky silicone case, and obviously this is a Rinky Onyx. But the phone is small enough to where I don't mind keeping the case on it more. But I'm team no case. You guys know that I'm team no case. So this hardware though, it feels good, man. I like the brushed aluminum sides. I like the color of the back here. The black one is nice. But the fact that they only came in 2 colors is whack. it's crazy that it only comes in two colors. They could have done something, but this white is like a soft, like marshmallow white. It's a nice off-white color. What do I have this white? Here's my look. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick that up good enough. That's a different color white. Here's another form of white. Here's another form of white. My trackpad. It's just a different color white. And it's real subtle, and I like it because it's got a frosted back. So that is a huge plus. So this design, and let me point out something real quick. This is clowns. Like, people can't I can't misspeak on anything. I got to be perfect on everything when I'm posting on YouTube. No, I'm not perfect. In a previous video, I said this was like the front of the 15, but I meant to say it was like the front of the 13. So, okay, I made a mistake. Oops, my bad. So it has the old front design of the 13. And, you know, it's just, the design itself is okay. Like, I'm not mad at it. The back is actually really good looking in person, but I really wish they would have given it at least the 16's front glass with the dynamic island. That would have been kind of fire right there. It would have made it more appealing. But again, I know why they didn't, because this is a 512 gig version. And if you have something like this out there that costs less than your primary phones, that offers too much of the same thing, the other phones don't become worth it. And so that's how they take the cheap route and put in this kind of front glass from an old generation, and then they give it their old generation an upgrade with the camera module and the size and everything. The iPhone SE pretty much gets an upgrade. Yeah, speakers on this thing are really loud. That's another part of the hardware that I really enjoy. The functionality and performance of this phone has been flawless. I thought I was gonna have to report some bad news or something like that, but I just don't. I don't have to report any bad news, and it's been good, man. It feels weird saying that, but it's been a good phone. So the fact that the price is such a fail to me, and it doesn't have a SIM card, that's a fail. I don't have an ultra wide lens, and for a person like me, that's a fail. I know, because I'm comparing it against what I really would enjoy, but knowing that it didn't have this stuff to begin with. Now, when I say the ultra wide lens is a fail, it's not that the phone's cameras is a fail. This phone camera is really wide enough, but it's not as wide as an ultra wide. That's all. So I don't mean fail in too bad of a way, but you know, nonetheless, performance has been stellar. The screen is actually really beautiful when you look at it. So let's close out with let's close out this way. Let's talk about, okay, so no SIM card, only one camera. You know, outdated front design. I think that's pretty much, and price. So those four things right there, not too appealing to me, and probably won't be too appealing. The price won't be appealing to a lot of people. Now, let's talk about the good things. I really like this design. Overall, this back portion is a nice update to the iPhone SE, even though they're not saying this is an iPhone SE replacement. The design itself, the size of the phone, I really like it. The performance is obviously off the charts. The screen is actually decent. I know it's a 60 hertz display, but again, on paper, everything can sound bad. But yeah, so good cameras, beautiful screen, nice looking design, performance off the charts, software solid and stable. Battery life is pretty good. You can make it through a couple of days with this. Yeah. So I don't have too much bad to report about it, man. It's a good phone. I feel sad. I felt strange saying that but it's a good phone. I'm not gonna front. I like it. I like it a lot. I've been using it for 2 weeks straight. Having this as the only phone in my pocket with my primary phone number, and it's been good. It's been good enough. The little things that, you know what I'm saying, that I might not dislike, about it. At least I have a 512 gig option, because I like to get a 512 gig iPhone when I can, because you can't upgrade the memory, and that right there, again, fail on the price. It's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. The iPhone SE 16, it's not the greatest, but it's definitely not the worst.